Good evening. This is Sean Roop and my 77 Trans Am. We are doing an install tonight on a set of Gen 2 Racing competition leaf springs. We decided last year that my spring rate was not quite right, causing me some traction problems, along with my spring shackle holders and my front spring hangers. I wasn't getting the proper anti-squat into the system. So we went to these Gen 2 Racing fronts. You can see the two holes in them. If you move that spring eyelet up to the top hole, you're moving the front of the pinion angle up. Front pinion angle is traction, hence the anti-squat. Those units are adjustable with the stock height or the 3/4 inch higher adjustable. I ran those on my old system, but I used my Global West rear hangers with the bolts in them there. And as you can see, they're shorter. Part of moving the front up is also moving the back down. So the longer 4-hole units that are there, don't tell Dave they have 4 holes in them. I may have drilled a few extra holes in them. But the longer units move the back down, so that further increases the pinion angle. I always used to think when I'd see cars with those spring shackles, they were going for that jacked up look, and maybe they were, but it actually is functional. You push that back of the spring down, lift the front of the spring up, get that more aggressive pinion angle so you can get more power down as you come out of the corner. So that's one of the important changes I'm making this time. The Gen 2 springs have a polyurethane stiff bushing in the back. I used to have aluminum Delaron bushings in the back, but they didn't let the spring move enough. So we are changing it up this time and going to a polyurethane bushing in the back. The front of these comp springs have a spherical bushing in it right here, and you can see that's the same as is in a Heim joint. It rotates. It's got 2 pins that come into it and grab it there, so that once it's in this with the rubber, it does allow the spring to move just a little bit and take the bind and stuff out of it. You also notice, if you get a sharp eye, that I've got them offset 2 to 1, so that I'm moving the spring inbound a little bit more to get a little more wheel traction, or get a little more wheel clearance there. So when these are all in, I will have moved it over just a little bit to gain more clearance, moved the front up, moved the rear down with these longer shackles, and change the spring rate to something that should get me a little more traction coming out of the corners. And if you've ever seen this beast coming out of the corners, it certainly needs a little more traction coming out of there.